Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Happy Saturday to everyone who generously spend your 2 hours insyaAllah for our COGS Unit 10 Virtual Mobility Program. We name it as Beyond Borders Asian Research Talk Series 2025, and this is actually the part 2, series number 2 out of 4 series. We have another round on the 2nd of August and also on the 6th of August. We will share the information in the WhatsApp group. So
I need to
for
on kan
dear all
speaker.
participants, please kindly join the WhatsApp group so you will keep yourself updated. So Alhamdulillah, for today, we are going to have a very nice, I would say it's going to be very fruitful and very interesting. And this is like a hot topic, regardless whether in research or in any field, I would say. It's about artificial intelligence as a new thinking companion for the curious mind. And none others, we have our honorable professor. He is actually the distinguished fellow in Unit 10, University Tenaga Nasional, Malaysia. None others, Professor Abdul Karim Alias, and he was with us last week. And shortly, I will share as well the link for last week's event. So before we proceed, I would like to call upon Ustaz Rosli Abdul Rani for the doa recitation. Ustaz Rosli?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can see me?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Yes. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inshallah, start with dua inshallah. لهذه النية ولكنية الصالحة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين بهداية القرآن العظيم وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهم كما ربونا صغارا ولجميع المسلمين والمسلمات برحمتك ورضوانك يا رحمن يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. سبحان الله سبحانك لا علم لنا يا الله إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. أرنا الحق حقا وأرزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه وأدخلنا يا الله برحمتك يا الله في عبادك الصالحين. اللهم افتح علينا فتوح العارفين بحكمتك وانشر علينا رحمتك وذكرنا ما نسينا يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. ربنا واجعلنا يا الله من عبادك الصالحين. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi.
Thank you, Ustaz Rusli. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. So without further ado, I would like to call upon Dr. Nasruddin Baidi, our Deputy Dean, to have a few words as an opening for today's session. Please, Dr. Nesh.
Thank you, Ms. Mahlin Dayu. I hope you can hear my voice.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes. Okay. Welcome everyone, and the Dean of the College, Professor Insinyur Dr. Agiliswari is extending her warm welcome from London as she is being away at the moment, and we are gathered here today on this platform on this beautiful morning from Malaysia to experience a knowledge sharing. I must say that this is not just another knowledge sharing due to the fact that we have with us today Professor Dr. Abdul Karim Alias, UNITAN's Distinguished Fellow, and definitely one of the most respected person in the area of study that he is representing. And I must say this opportunity is gold. And I am also happy to see many international participants, from out of Malaysia, and really hope that this would be the early stepstones for more online knowledge sharing programs that UNITAN can offer for the benefits of all the local and international academic community. As it was explained by Ms. Mahalindayu earlier, this is a four-part talk series that we started last week, represented by well-respected scholars and passionate advocates for innovative thinking in research and higher education. And over the coming weeks, participants will have the opportunity to explore further topics on AI in research and also on publication. Those who complete all four sessions will receive a virtual mobility e-certificate from UNITAN. On behalf of the organizing team, I would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to our speaker, our collaboration partners from University Brunei Darussalam and University Radin Fatah Palembang, and of course, the dedicated committee behind the event. And I think I wouldn't want to steal the limelight for too long. Handing over back the sessions to Ms. Mahalindayu, and everyone, please have a very good time. And thank you, Prof, for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nesh. And yeah, I also don't want to steal any of the limelight, Dr. Nesh. Just a short introduction for our speaker today. For those who have joined us last week, this is like a repeating session for the introduction. But anyhow, Prof. Abdul Karim is actually currently our principal fellow at University Tenaga Nasional, and also an adjunct professor at University Malaya, Malaysia, and also University Brunei Darussalam. He's widely known as for his pioneering work in educational technology, online learning, and also micro-credentials. He has delivered hundreds of training programs, keynotes, and also workshops across Malaysia, and also outside Malaysia as well. He had a lot of training in Brunei as well. It is about, among others, on AI for educators, digital transformation, and lifelong learning. He also received the National Academy Awards, Malaysia's Rising Star Awards, and also recognized as the Clarivate Analytics as one of the world's most influential scientific minds. So we are so honored to have him today with us and to learn more from Prof. Karim, inshallah. So without further ado, I would like to present Prof. Karim for us. So Prof, the floor is yours. Thank you very much, Prof, for having us.
Thank you, Puan Ayu, and thank you for having me for the second part of this program, Beyond Borders ASEAN Research Talk Series 2025. Thank you, Dr. Nash. Thank you, Ustaz Rosli. Very nice doa just now. Really touched our heart. So thank you to everyone for joining our program on the very sunny Saturday weekend. And yeah, it's a weekend. So, and we have this academic program or academic session on the weekend. Um, so I promise I will give value to your time, and I'll be sharing some modules and material at the end of this presentation. And I prepared the module in such a way that will give you great value, more than what you can get during these 2 hours. And as usual, when I prepare for my presentation, my sharing, my talk, I always go beyond. So these 2 hours, um, I hope you can really focus so that you can get the most from what I have to share and deliver with you. And this is the second part. The first part was last Saturday when I talk about the inquisitive mind, and the gist or the essence of that is about how we can use uh, the questioning skill. If we master the skill of questioning, then how we can use this to formulate the right, the best research questions, and it can help and guide us to do a groundbreaking research or a breakthrough kind of research, not just ordinary research. But more importantly, not only the skill of questioning is very useful for research and researchers, but it is useful for everyone. So it's not just about research, but the inquisitive mind, the mind or the brain that always think and questions everything. Everything we read, everything we uh, see, everything we watch, question everything and don't just accept it. And that's a kind of skill that everyone need to master. So let me share the screen. Okay, Puan Ayu boleh nampak the screen?
Boleh, Prof.
Boleh ya? Okay.
Boleh.
So this the module. This week I don't use PowerPoint, but I use this so-called module that I prepared, and I will share the link towards the end. And this week is about how we can. Last week we learned about how we can use questions, how we can use problem solving technique, different kind of defining problems, along with formulating the right questions to guide us to identify what is the real problem, or even better, what is the better problem? What is the better problem that we can solve? A real and better problem that we can solve. Because when we start doing research, very often the tendency is we just go through the motion. We just go through the process, and we kind of try to do everything fast, rush everything so that we can complete our study, our PhD, especially in the era where something called GOT. What is GOT? Graduate on time. So everyone is now pressured to finish their study in 3 years. So when we have that kind of pressure of time, we want to finish our study, our PhD, masters during that particular time, then there's always a tendency that we will rush everything. But my advice is, don't let this GOT thing put you in that situation. Doing research actually is a time-consuming process. It takes time. It takes time. So you need to indulge. You need to spend a lot of time in your research. Look at your research question. That's the first thing that I want to ask you to do this morning. Look at your research question that you have formulated. Okay? Get ready with your research question because I want you to share your research questions in the chat box. Okay? We will start with that. So, last week we talked about how we can look at the so-called problem statement for our research problem statement, and maybe we need to question ourselves whether is this the real problem? Is this the right problem that I am researching or I am investigating? Perhaps you have started your work, your research already 6 months, already 1 year, already 2 years, or already towards the end. But never stop asking whether you are working on the right questions. Okay? And maybe for all you know, maybe you can reframe the question so that you can solve not only the right problem, but it's a better problem to solve, more impactful. Okay? So this week, in this session, it's all about, I will expand on everything that we learned last week about reframing questions. And I will add in this session today, this morning, I will add about brainstorming. How do we approach brainstorming, especially at the beginning of your research or at the beginning of your project? So not only research in the academic context, but if you are not in the academic, but you are, doing working in the corporation, in the business, in the government agencies, and so on, we actually need to work on problem every day in our daily life, daily work, even in our personal life. So we have to deal with problems, and therefore, don't you think it's good if we have a skill how to solve the problem, even a simple daily life problem? Okay. So usually when we approach problem solving, we start with brainstorming. Okay. So how do we approach brainstorming? So I will start with that first. And the focus of today's session is how do we now use artificial intelligence, AI, to help us as our thinking partner. Okay. So AI, to me, is the perfect thinking partner for curious minds. Last week we talked about inquisitive mind, meaning that inquisitive mind or curious mind, always asking questions, never satisfied with the answer, always asking and asking again. Okay? So, using AI, I generated this picture, a conversation between the guy and the thinking partner. So the AI says, I'm your thinking partner, sir. I'm very smart, very intelligent. But the guy, the human, always very ego, you know. Yeah, we can think together, but I'm still smarter than you. Okay. I think forever we will be smarter than AI. All right. So moving forward, let us embrace the fact, embrace the technology, embrace AI, but don't worry, they are not going to replace us. They are going to complement us. So in this case, as our thinking partner, our assistants, okay? And you will find during the session, and I will demonstrate to you some tools. Basically today, if you are here to learn about various AI tools, you will be disappointed because I'll be showing you the most only two AI, and mainly ChatGPT. Okay, at this point, do you feel disappointed? Oh, only ChatGPT? But uh, I I believe that many users of ChatGPT, many ChatGPT's users have not unleashed the real power of ChatGPT. And I'm going to demonstrate to you now how we can use ChatGPT in a more meaningful way. Okay, right. So this is some introduction here. And by the way, when you get access to this module, when I share the link, the way how do you navigate this module is very easy. On the right hand side, you can you see the lines there? So when you put your cursor there, you can see this is actually a pop-up or contextual table of content. So you can scroll down and you can jump any section in this table of content. Okay. Alternatively, you can scroll down and down and down. There's a long scrolling here. Um, okay, so this is some introduction. Basically, this session today is about showing you how we can use AI in a most effective way as our thinking partner. So we can outsource some of the heavy, some of the AI can help us to do the heavy lifting, so to speak. Heavy lifting in terms of helping us to think together. Okay, so this webinar mainly is designed for postgraduate research students because the program is actually meant for postgraduates, but it's actually applicable to everyone, all researchers. So we also open this to academics, pensyarah, lecturers, and so on to join us. If you have friends and students, please share with them in the WhatsApp, ask them to join, because I really hope that as many researchers or research students can listen to what I have to share this morning, because these are the main learning outcome. Basically, I will start with sharing with you how we can use AI as our collaborative thinking partner rather than just the tool for automation. We have to go beyond that. Okay. Then learn practical techniques for using AI. Let me make it bigger here. Learn practical techniques for using AI in brainstorming session to generate diverse and innovative ideas. Um, we should learn how to do more kind of strategic brainstorming, because uh, I have observed many brainstorming sessions that is not very well planned and not following the right protocol of brainstorming. So the results sometimes maybe not as what we expected. So let us learn what's the best way of doing brainstorming, and how to use AI to help us doing brainstorming. Then last week I talked about problem reframing, and I want to expand on this one because this is such very important knowledge and skill that every researchers and everyone for that matter should have and should master. Okay, problem reframing, but this time how we can use AI to assist us. And the third one, the fourth one here, explore various AI-powered problem-solving approaches applicable to academic research contexts, and then gain familiarity. Sorry, my tongue twisted, with specific AI tools designed for researchers and how to integrate them into your workflow. The last one, I'm not going to touch on this one. I should have deleted this one because I'm not going to touch on ethical because we don't have time. And I hope you don't ask me question about ethical as well in this session, because I want to focus more on how we can use AI to help us on the thinking aspect. But if you have a strong desire to ask a question about ethical, feel free to do that. All right, let me just very quickly summarize the key takeaway from part one last week. This is the key takeaway. Breakthrough research doesn't come from having all the answers. I hope all the postgraduate students and researchers here Now, if you can have a mindset of and say to yourself that I'm not going to do just ordinary research. I'm not going just to, going through the motion and finish my PhD and master's because I want to achieve the graduate on time. No, my intention is I want to do a research that is really impactful and meaningful. I want to try to have a breakthrough kind of research. I want to do a groundbreaking research. I want to publish my first ever publication would become a reference, something what we call seminal papers. Seminal paper means paper like Watson and Crick on DNA. That is a game changer to the scientific world. The DNA is a define everything or redefine everything. That's a seminal breakthrough kind of publication, not just ordinary paper. Okay, so it begins with asking better questions. That was the focus of part 1 and also part 2 today. Asking better questions, staying curious, and being brave enough to challenge what you think you know. Challenge your assumption, challenge your belief. Don't fall in love with your belief. Don't fall in love with your assumption. That was the point that I highlighted uh, last week in part 1. If you miss that part, then don't worry. We have the recording on YouTube. So you can just click this and it will take to YouTube and watch the recording. And you can also download the full slide presentation. Feel free to use it as you wish. And please share with everyone. Okay, so that was the gist or the essence of what I shared last week. Now, let us start with looking back or looking at your research problem statement, your problem statement. Do you have a problem statement? Can you share in the chat now? It doesn't matter if it's technical. Most of PhD, of course, technical or masters, or you can also share any problem in your daily life. For example, let's say, what kind of problem statement in our daily life? Oh, maybe what? Let me think about something that is very common. So share this as a problem statement in the chat box. And then let's start to think about, is it a real problem worth studying for your master's and PhD? Worth spending 3 years or 4 years for your master's or PhD? Ask this question again and again, again and again. Okay? Not just at the beginning of your research. Keep on asking this question and keep on looking at your research problem statement, whether you can reframe it, whether you can approach it from different angle. Okay. And have you ever tried to reframe the research problem or the problem statement? So this is the thing that I'm going to share with you this morning with the assistance of AI. Okay. So anything in the chat box, what are you? Has anyone share anything in the chat box? Their research problem? No, yeah?
Looks like currently not yet.
Yeah. So I hope everyone here, if you want to benefit the most from this, let us interact, let us be active participants, um, so that we can, if you share any research, your problem statement, I will pick up one of that for our demonstration with AI later on. Yeah. Okay. Now, so while waiting for you to respond in the chat, I hope I hope many of you will share your research problem statement. Now, let us ask this question. Are you solving the right problem? Are you solving the right research problem? So according to Gino Wickman here from the book Extraction, Get a Grip on Your Business, I quote him, the stated problem is rarely the real one. Most of the time, it's a symptom of the real issue. So that's why after we have identified what we think is the real problem and we are going to spend 3 years and 4 years to work on it, some of the thing that we can do is actually root cause analysis. You know, the 5 kind of questions there, the why, the everything there. So we do the root cause. Have you done root cause analysis? And then we can continue from there. But imagine you have done all the root cause analysis and you start working on the problem. And then later on, 2 years down the road, you realize after you have done the exercise on problem reframing, you realize that, there's a better problem that actually I can work on, a better and more meaningful problem, which is worth spending 3 years or 4 years. But it's already 2 years, or even towards the end. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you are not working on the or your PhD or your master would fail, but then if you have the opportunity to work on a better problem or the more impactful problem rather than the problem that you're working on, that probably better, right? So solving a problem, especially a complex problem for PhD and masters, usually the more complex problem, right? Solving a problem is akin to peeling an onion. When you first start off trying to solve a problem, the first solution you come up with are very complex. This is actually the words of Steve Jobs. Yeah? And most people stop there. But if you keep going means you keep asking questions, or maybe try to reframe the questions, reframe the problem, and live with the problem, and peel more layers of the onion off. You can oftentimes arrive at some very elegant and simple solutions. Complex problem, but very simple solutions. That actually the hallmark of Apple. You can, the Apple products during the Steve Jobs time. Now, I'm not sure whether it still keep the philosophy simple, intuitive, and so on. So how do we decipher or dismantle, unravel the complex problem, and then finally come up with very simple solution, very low cost and simple solution, but it solves the problem. That is something that we need to strive when we do research and hopefully achieve something very meaningful. Now, when we start working on the problem, usually we start with just brainstorming. Okay, but it's good to learn a more systematic way of doing brainstorming. So that we will start brainstorming through strategic questioning framework, and then I will show you how we can use AI to help us. Okay, so in the age where innovation and insight drive process, the quality of question determines the depth of our thinking. Actually, we are in our education system, we are not trained to really asking good questions. We are trained actually to answer, right? During our school and until now, we are trained to answer rather than trained to asking critical, thoughtful, thought-provoking questions. It's a skill lacking in us, including myself. But now I try to train myself and develop this skill now, and I'm sharing it with you. I read a lot of books and articles on problem solving. asking question and so on. So I think it's good if I can share with you. So this is one of the session where I'm sharing. Okay. So how do we unlock? When we asking question through and doing the brainstorming and so on, we are actually unlocking new perspective, unlocking new perspective and ideas. So one of the technique of brainstorming is asking questions, asking a lot of questions. Don't bother to answer the question. So just write on the post-it note, for example, and just put on the board. Or if we use digital whiteboard, we just type the questions. Don't bother about the answer. Okay. So this is what I mean by brainstorming with mind map. And in this case, the tool is mind map. Okay. So how do we use mind map to um, do brainstorming and asking questions? So I introduced to you, and probably many of you probably have used Whimsical, tool called Whimsical. So in this session this morning, I will share with you Whimsical, and the other one is Miro. Okay, oops. Whimsical. So you can go to Whimsical website, but in this case, I will show you how to use Whimsical GPT, the custom GPT in Chat GPT. Okay, so let us create a mind map based on this problem statement. So I'll be using this problem statement again and again during this session for other example, for other demonstration. Okay, so create a mind map. So this is a prompt. Create a mind map. I have a problem to highlight. Okay, create a mind map based on this problem statement. So let's say you have your problem statement already. So you want to brainstorm your problem statement or your questions using mind map and using this AI called Whimsical GPT. The problem is this: specialist doctors are increasingly leaving government hospitals for private institutions. This is actually a real problem, causing a shortage that requires urgent policy retention and system level reforms. Structure the mind map with questions that provide, structure the mind map with questions, not with answers, that provide a comprehensive 360-degree evaluation of the problem. Ensure,
Prof,
yes,
I'm sorry if I interrupt you for a while. There is
okay.
one problem statement posted in the group because some of them cannot access the chat. So they can post in the group and I will repost in the chat. So there is one problem statement received and it is in the chat. Is it possible for you to access the chat, Prof?
Yeah, I can access the chat. Teman, I will look back. I will check the chat box, and probably I will use those problem statement in later example. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Sorry.
So for now, that's okay. Yeah, anyone can interject to ask question also. Yeah. So basically, I will use this this prompt, and the problem is this. Yeah, specialist doctors are increasingly leaving government hospital and so on. So now I will ask the AI, which is Whimsical, to create a mind map with questions that provide a comprehensive 360-degree evaluation of the problem. Ensure all branches are in question format. Okay, so now I will copy this prompt, and then I will jump to ChatGPT, and I will find, where is it? So where do you find the Whimsical? You can in ChatGPT. You can see GPT here, right? On the left hand side. So inside here, you can type Whimsical. Or actually, from the module just now, I have given you the link. So you can just directly click this link, or it will replace I want to let me open it in another window. Just click this link, okay, and it will open ChatGPT in another window, and it will open the custom GPT directly. can see here, whimsical diagram. What is whimsical diagram? It's an AI we can use for free and sign up for free that explain and visualizes concept. Let me make it bigger. Explain and visualizes concept with flowchart, mind map, and sequence diagram. I think many users now, many are using whimsical diagram. Okay, let me just paste the the prompt, create a mind map on this problem statement. So this is a problem statement, and structure the mind map with question that provide comprehensive 360-degree. Okay, let us. Okay, so it's doing the job now, it's doing the work now. So this at the beginning and early stage of doing brainstorming using AI. Okay, so you can see here already. So let me, we can click this one to open this in Whimsical website, Whimsical application on the website, Whimsical website. So this now take me outside from ChatGPT into Whimsical website. You can sign up for free. So as you can see here, okay, you can actually press command key and use your mouse roller on your mouse to zoom in, zoom out while pressing the command key on my Mac or pressing the control key on your PC, and then use your mouse roller to zoom in and out, or you can also click the minus and plus button down here. Okay, so and you can press a space bar until the cursor changes to hand icon here to move it around. So that's how you navigate this whimsical. So you can see here, this is the problem, and you can see here, um, this is uh, the main question: why are specialist doctors leaving government hospital? And then from here, sub. This is the smaller question related to this big question. And what impact does this have on public healthcare? And we have more question here. What policies could help retain doctors? Then we have sub question here. Then what role does hospital management play? And we have sub question here. So what we need to do now, we can start answering the questions. And by doing that, the process of answering each of these questions, it will give us more ideas. It will spark more kind of give us different perspective, spark more ideas, and that we will kind of open up a lot more opportunities before we can come up with a solution. That is one way of how we can use AI to do brainstorming. So this is what I mean by use mind mapping questions. Use mind map. Yeah, brainstorming with mind map questions. So that is whimsical. Let me quickly show you with Miro. Okay, I have the same. We use the same prompt. So Miro is another tool that you can use. You can sign up for free and you can use for free as well. For the free account, allow you to have 3 bots. So this one bot. So actually, we don't. I don't have to actually use 3 bots, because on one bot, I can do more than I can do more than one mind map or one flow chart, more than several flow chart, mind map, and so on one bot. Okay, all you need to do now is to find mind map. Here is mind map. Okay, so you just click anywhere here. And then put in our statement here. create a mind map, or we don't need to put just put the problem, because this one is an instruction in ChatGPT just now, and I just copy paste the problem, which is this one here. Specialist doctors are increasingly leaving government hospitals. So this can be your problem statement, or can be your questions, or your topic. So now, what we can do, we can expand this one. So we can click this, and then we can see the AI tool here. We can click here, and then expand mind map. And you have three options: expand with questions, expand with ideas, and expand with topics. In this case, we choose expand with questions. And then, in no time, you get more question now. Okay, all these are questions. Okay. So similarly, we can now click any of the branch here, and click here again, and expand mind map, expand more questions. And we can repeat with the other question as well. Whoa, so many. So many questions. And this is a time where we need to spend hours, a few hours, to really go through. And of course, now with AI, you can also use AI to answer the question, but there's no point doing that, because we are working on this problem for your PhD or for your master's. So now you need to put your brain now to answer the question. AI have done the part. AI have done the heavy lifting part. Now it's our part. So the power of to get the most power from AI, we need to combine the artificial intelligence with the human natural intelligence. That's why it will explode. Boom. You get very, very powerful combination. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I have just demonstrated to you are two tools, Whimsical and Miro, as a simple way to brainstorm. Okay. Now, you have any question at this point on this aspect? Brainstorming using questions, using mind map questions, using two AI tools, which is Whimsical and Miro. Questions? Any question in the chat? Let me check. Olayu ada soalan tak?
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Ya, Waalaikumsalam. Silakan. Siapa ni?
Sofian, Prof.
Sofian.
Okay,
Sofian.
Sofian Aswari. We are on the UFRA.
Okay.
From the industry. A very, very quick one, Prof. I mean,
Okay.
you're coming from the angle of a problem statement for educators. Coming from the industry, say for example, I have this question I put in the chat about how to democratize the sustainable energy access, and I'm thinking of how best I can use AI in order to provide a solution. So assuming that's the problem statement that I put in the chat group, and I'm using this whimsical, and I came up with the mind map. And the next question for me is how can I know that's a problem statement. I know that's I call it the breakout or the subset of those mind mapping. And what is the next step for me? If you don't mind me, just give some idea, because the end result that I have in mind is to have to provide a solution. This is problem statement, to provide a solution using apps or what's not, or even a model, and using AI to integrate in that model, or I call it the apps to address the problem statement.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sipian. And I understand the questions. So, as we go through our session this morning, you will see more clearly uh, from actually the brainstorming is just to start off the process. It will just kind of give us a lot more ideas about the particular problem or specific problem that you are working on. Um, and maybe from all the list of questions that we get from Whimsical and also from Myro just now, and we start looking at the question one by one and then try to answer the questions, probably it will give us a different dimensions to the problem. Okay, a different dimension of the problem, and it probably allow us to now to rethink or revisit some aspect of the so-called problem that you are working on. And maybe you will end up adding on or removing some of the elements from the original research questions. But that's not the end. Actually, brainstorming shouldn't be the end because it's only the beginning. Okay, and we should go through other looking at other things which I'm going to share with you shortly, and only at the end we can decide whether this is the problem or maybe I need to kind of reframe the problem or rephrase the problem or add on some new things and so on. Okay, so brainstorming just give you the big picture or widen the perspective rather than rather than uh, just focusing on that particular problem and thinking that this is the only problem or the real problem, nothing else.
Right.
That's the danger lah. That's the risk because we might end up spending millions or spending years working, not to say on the wrong problem, but on the on the lesser problem compared to a better problem that we can solve after we have gone through all these different stages of formulating research questions.
I see. Okay, Prof. So basically, it is
Yeah.
validating the problem statement that I
Validating.
have.
Part
Okay,
of the
got it.
validation, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, thank you.
That's the right word, thank you. Yeah, tapi ada nanti you will see more apa ni, how this brainstorming actually complement kita punya process lah, how they complement.
Sure, thank you, Prof.
It's only a small part.
Got
Okay,
it.
okay,
Alright.
thank you for the question. I love getting questions so that we can discuss and we can see from different perspective as well, especially we have people from industry. Surprisingly, thank you for joining. Okay, now I'm very excited to share next one. Okay, let's see, we have 11:58. Maybe, yeah, let me finish this Socratic questioning, then we can take a break for 5 minutes, ya. Boleh ya, Puan Ayu, ya?
Sure, Prof, boleh, insyaAllah.
Now, we are still on brainstorming. Just now, we start the brainstorming to get a big picture, to widen the perspective. That's the key words, yeah? Widen the perspective and to look at the possibility of looking at the problem from different angles, something that we might not think of, yeah? And trust me, even though you have got your research problem statement, whatever, when you do brainstorming using the technique that I show you just now, 99% possibility that you will discover new things that you have not even think of or imagine. Yeah. All right. Now, second thing about brainstorming using so-called Socratic questioning. I fall in love with Socratic questioning, but maybe too late for me to practice this in my class because I have retired. I did try a few times, but I wish I had discovered this. I wish I had discovered this when I started teaching 30 years. Oh, now it's about 30, yeah, more than 30 years ago. But never mind. And now researchers, young researchers, seasoned researchers, or everyone listening, this is something that we need to teach ourselves and to teach our children. And now with AI, we can use AI to to as a thinking partner, or to act like a Socratic. Who is Socratic? Socratic is Socratic pula. So Socratic is the Socratic questioning. Socrates, yeah, Socrates. He was the Greek philosopher that he taught his student using questions. He never gave answers. And there is something different, right? Because we are so familiar that our teacher always provide answers. But no, this is a teacher that will ask question after questions after questions until the students uncover the real answer. Okay? So, Socratic questioning is a powerful approach to critical thinking that employs systematic questioning. That's a keyword, to explore complex ideas, uncover assumptions, because we always assume. We always have our own assumption, right? And we believe in that assumptions, and stimulate deeper analysis. And this named after the classical Greek philosopher Socrates. This method uses thoughtful questioning to foster intellectual curiosity, which basically we talked about it last week on inquisitive mind is about curious, being curious or curious mind, and rigorous examination. So when applied to brainstorming in research context, Socratic questionings help researchers challenge their own thinking, identify biases, and develop a more nuanced understanding of their research questions. Unlike conventional brainstorming, which often prioritizes quantity of ideas, Socratic questioning focuses on quality of thought through deliberate inquiry. If you have participated in many brainstorming sessions, usually the moderator or the facilitator will tell you, okay, everyone will get one set of post-it note. So within 10 minutes, write as many ideas as possible in each one idea per post-it note, right? That's how we do. We used to do it. Then after that we put on the board. Then after that we try to categorize and so on, right? So the focus was quantity. The focus is quantity. But Socratic questioning, when we do brainstorming using Socratic, the focus is not so much of quantity, but quality. Okay, so I don't know, don't worry if it doesn't make sense to you now. I will demonstrate to you and you will know what I mean. So before that, there are 6 types of Socratic questions. If you are teaching also, not necessarily for research, this one also good for teaching. You can have 1 hour or 2 hours of the class with Socratic questioning. Okay, so there are 6 types of Socratic question: clarification question, probing reasons and evidence, questions about viewpoints or perspective, question about implication and consequences, and questions about the questions. Okay, I'm not going to dwell or explain more on this one because we don't have much time. So that's why I have this module for you to explore further. But okay, so I have this cartoon here I shared on my Facebook just now. So let us have the mindset of researcher. Yeah? Question everything, especially question the questions. Okay, a good question digs deeper than a quick answer. So that's a kind of flipping the mindset, because we are trained actually to answer and to provide answers and to give answers. But then when we get answers and we are happy with the answer, most likely we will stop at that point. We don't care to probe further. That's the danger. That's the risk of giving answer, because there's no motivation to go further. But by asking question, the Socratic questioning is about asking question and asking more of the answer given to that question. Okay, so assumptions are the shadows where bias hides. Socratic questioning is like turning on the light and we can see what's behind the shadow. See? Okay, now let me explain more using this simulation. Okay, so we will use ChatGPT or Gemini for this purpose. So all you need to do now, and later when you get this module, I have not shared the module because I don't want to distract you. But after this, you will get this. So all you need to do, you can copy the prompt and go to ChatGPT, paste in ChatGPT and Gemini, and then ChatGPT will ask you one question, or question that you answer. Then it will ask you more questions. So the ChatGPT or Gemini will act as Socrates, and you, the person asking the question and asking for the answer or the solution to your problem. Okay, so I have done the simulation. I will give the link later on, but I've done the simulation to save time. Okay, so basically, okay, so I paste the prompt just now from the module just now. I paste the prompt, simulate the Socratic questioning conversation for this problem. When you use Socratic, basically you will type the prompt, you will give the problem, and it will start asking you the question. But in this case, I asked ChatGPT to do the simulation. Simulate the Socratic questioning conversation for this problem. The problem is this. So basically, this is the one that you want to give to ChatGPT, yeah, the problem. But this one I put in the prompt because I want ChatGPT to simulate. I hope you understand this. Okay, so let's say, imagine that you put in your problem and then you will start the conversation. ChatGPT will act or will pretend to be the Socrates and you are the student or the person having the conversation. So now imagine Dr. Nadia having a chat with Socrates, which is the ChatGPT. So Dr. Nadia, Dr. Nadia says, oh, a growing number. So Dr. Nadia is actually telling the problem, sharing the problem. A growing number of especially doctors are living in government hospitals or private institutions. It's causing serious shortage, and we urgently need better policies, retention strategies. Then Socrates say, the wise man, that sounds serious. Can I ask, what exactly do you mean by shortage? How is it showing up on the ground? Then Dr. Nadia answers, well, patients are waiting months for appointments, and some departments are operating with just one or two specialists. The workload is crushing. So imagine Dr. Nadia is the head of the hospital, the director of the hospital, and she get many complaints from the patients, from people, long queue, and so on. So she's a new director. She's trying to solve this problem, and she's having this conversation with Socrates. Yeah. So a patient waiting time is very long, and so on. So Socrates asks, this is the answer, but Socrates asks, and when you say they are living, what are they moving towards? What drawing them to private hospitals? Then Dr. Nadia answers, mostly the higher pay, the higher salary, lighter workload, better facilities. They feel more respected there. Then the Socrates respond, oh, okay, got it. Do you think we are assuming that the only reason they are leaving is money? Or could there be other things pushing them away from pushing them away from the public system? Dr. Naya answers, yes, we might be too focused on the pay gap. Some have mentioned bureaucratic frustration, lack of autonomy, and burnout. Then Socrates says, so if we zoom out, because Dr. Nadia mentioned zoom out, are we trying to fix a salary issue or a deeper experience issue in the public system? Dr. Nadia answers, that's a fair point. Maybe it's about the whole work culture and environment. So you see, Dr. Nadia's answer and thinking is shifting from the salary now to work culture. Okay, so Socrates say, oh, okay, let's go further. What have you or others tried so far? And what happened? Dr. Nadia answer. Then Socrates asks again. You see, Socrates never give an answer, but it's more like asking more and more questions to lead Dr. Nadia towards the answer. So it's about leading, hinting, uh, uh, yeah, give a hint or leading. The question actually supposed to lead Dr. Nadia towards the answer without revealing the answer, without giving the answer. So finally, after long conversation, this last part of the conversation, Dr. Nadia says, ideally, a public health system where, okay, the question is, one last angle, what's the larger goal? What would success looks like? And beyond just fixing the shortage. And Dr. Nadia says, ideally, a public health system where specialists want to stay, not just for duty, but because the system respect and support them. There. Then there, Dr. Socrates said, beautiful. That gives us a new framing. Instead of the original problem just now, a growing number of specialist doctors are leaving the government, causing shortage. Now, after the conversation, the problem is rephrased. Yeah, Mr. Sufyan, yeah, I hope you can start to see more now. We rephrase the problem or rephrase the question now. How might we redesign the experience of working in public hospital so that specialist doctors choose to stay, not just out of obligation, but because they thrive there. So the problem now shifted from monetary, money, salary, to something more emotion, something more kind of, talking about experience. Okay, talking about the welfare, the experience, something that can make the doctor feel more comfortable and so on. See how the problem is shifting. This is part of the reframing the problem. In this case, we use Socratic questioning technique to reframe the question and to brainstorm, so that now we can see this problem from other perspective. All right. So let's go back to our module just now. And yep, that's how we use ChatGPT, and that's how we use Socratic questioning now to reframe our questions. This, to me, one of the best way how we can unleash the power of ChatGPT. Okay, and then better still, before we take a break for 5 minutes, I automate the process using so-called custom GPT. And the name of custom GPT is Prof. K Socratic questioning. My branding there, Prof. K Socratic questioning. So if you click that link, and we will paste the same problem here. So let me take quickly to this. So this is the Prof. K Socratic questioning. Use this GPT as brainstorming tool. Okay, let brainstorm the topic. You just click the, okay, and then it asks you, okay, tell me what the topic you are currently exploring. And you just paste, sorry, not this one. Just paste the problem. Just now this problem. Yeah? So you just paste the problem or the questions. the same problem that we used just now, and then click OK. Then it will take you through, remember just now in the module, there are 6 types of Socratic question, right? And we can convert this into 6 different stages or 6 phases. Clarification question. So as you can see now, phase 1, clarification question. It will ask you these questions, and now you can answer one by one, and then it will continue asking you questions based on your answers, just like the simulation just now. Yeah, so I don't want to continue, but basically there is the same idea, the same way how this thing, but this automated. All you need to do, you open this Prof K Socratic questioning, just put in your problem statement, and that's it. You can start the process of the process of Socratic questioning. So this is the problem you just put in, and watch how the reframing process unfolds. All right, so that's for now. It's about 12:15, 12:16. Before we take a break, any quick questions on Socratic questioning? One quick questions.
Hello, Prof. Good morning.
Good morning. Who is this? Dr. Lee.
Yeah,
I can recognize your
minus
voice
my
already.
camera today.
Yeah.
Minus
Go
my
ahead. Go
camera
ahead.
today. Yeah, I was thinking of this one, not a question
Uh-huh.
or maybe part statement. I was thinking more of you already use this whimsical and Miro just now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miro can generate more questions, right? I see the layers and layers of question coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking from this, maybe it is an easy way for us to form our questionnaire,
Yeah, of course. Of course.
uh,
If you want to,
very fast way.
oh yeah. Exactly. You can use that questions, whether you want to do it as a quiz questions or exam questions, or
Yeah.
can you imagine, Dr. Lee, your 1 hour
Uh,
class or 2 hours class, you
mm,
can put in the learning outcome for that particular lesson or class
mm,
in
mm,
the in this Prof K Socratic
uh,
questioning, or
yeah.
you can put the title or the topic of your lesson plus the learning
Mm,
outcome, and
mm,
then it will ask you series of questions, and that questions you can take to your
mm,
class and have discussion. You can assign
mm,
one group 2 questions to each group or 1 question to each group, let them discuss. After that you can get them back all the groups, and you can start discussion or debriefing.
mm.
That's
Yeah.
how the future, to
Yeah.
me, that's how we should
Mm,
conduct our class now.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in this way, if you want to connect it to ethics of it, then it I feel that it is okay to use AI. But then there are certain people who use AI, like you get all these questions already, and then you are not thinking, no, you are just importing the things that is given to you in
Yeah.
this chat
Yeah.
GPT. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so I think that is bad.
That's why we need to tell everyone, including ourselves, including our students, the best way to leverage the power of AI is to combine the AI with our own brain. So combining artificial intelligence with the natural intelligence.
Mm,
That's when you get the most from AI. Okay.
yeah,
So
that's right.
never mind. Yeah, it's still early days of AI. So now people are
Mm,
using AI just like a black box. They just get something out of the box, but they don't know how what happened inside the box.
yeah.
So
In in
yeah,
in a way, they are using AI for GOT also.
yeah, for GOT and so on. Yeah, that's why I try to stress this one. You know. Okay. So thank
Good
you,
Yeah.
afternoon, Doc.
Okay.
Dr. Lee. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Prof.
Thanks.
Good afternoon. Who is this?
Prof, I'm Nuruddin from University of Brunei Darussalam.
Well, Brunei. Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome. Yeah.
you're welcome. Thank you for this insightful session. Prof, may I ask, after the brainstorming of the questions, how do you now know the question that tends to fill a gap? Because after the brainstorming, you don't know the question that might fill a gap. And in academia, we want to always fill a gap. So how then do you know that this type of question may end up filling a gap or not? Thank you.
Yeah, I know your question. You always question asked by researchers because they always look for what are the gaps in the particular research topic, right? And you want to use that gap as part of your uh, research problem statement, right? So of course, actually, when you go through the process, and we have more to see, uh, the 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 process actually will lead you finally to identifying the right, so-called the right gap, or even a better gap. Probably when you go through this process, the question and so on, you will discover and more gaps. Before that, probably you think this is the gap, but after you go through the process, you have to go through the process, and only you will see, you will realize that, I've never think of that, I never thought of that. And then you realize, see, something that I need to probe further. Then you go to you go and do the literature review, and you find that, yeah, that question is probably a better question for me because there's a gap there. You see? So that's how actually you start to identifying not only one gap, maybe two gaps, maybe three gaps, and finally you end up with, there are so many gaps. I thought there are only one gap. This is where, and this is how questions will help you to do, will allow you to do. Okay? I forgot your name just now. Is it okay to answer like that? We will see more. We will see more.
Okay,
Yeah.
Prof. Okay,
We will
Prof.
see
Thank
more,
you.
and
Thank you
yeah,
for the answer.
because we are only about 50% through, but you will see more towards the end. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Prof. Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Okay. Now let us take a short break first. About 5 minutes. So we will come back here about 12. Yeah, about 12:30 maybe. Okay.
So we
So
will
we take,
resume at 12:30, Prof.
yeah,
We will continue at 12:30.
12:30. Yeah.
All right, inshallah.
Yeah. Maybe want to put on the screen kot, Puan Ayu, nanti orang tak tahu pula kan. One slide.
I
Yeah.
am actually mobiling right now, fetching my son from tuition.
Okay. Alright.
I'll be back to my office shortly, inshallah.
Okay. Or maybe I'll try to make a quick slide. We take a short break. I share the screen nanti. Okay? Boleh. Okay. Let me do a quick slide here.
Puan Ayu.
Ya, saya. Ya, Dr. Lee.
Saya Dr. Lee ya. Saya ada hantar email, baru hantar je tadi.
Okay.
Last week kan bila first session tu habis, I daftar untuk this session lah. Kemudian
Okay.
I was very excited lah sebab lepas tu dia kata masuk WhatsApp group dan sebagainya. Lepas tu dia kata, okay, your WhatsApp number does not exist.
Because other people managed to join.
Itulah apa tu. So bila I pergi lagi sekali kan dah tak ada dah benda tu. So
Okay,
macam mana ya? Saya ada email baru. Saya ada email, saya bagi telefon number saya dalam email tu. Kalau boleh Puan Ayu masukkan saya dalam group.
Boleh Dr. Lee. So, perhaps I belum tengok email lagi. Once I check all the emails, nanti I will add you. InsyaAllah.
Okay, tak apa. Thank you very much.
No problem, Doctor.
Back at 10:30.
Yeah, back at 10:30 ya.
Prof, 12:30, Prof.
10:30 dah over lah, Prof.
Okay. 12:30. Okay. Right.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Allah. Okay.
NPM, Prof.
Okay, sorry.
Prof lupa nak tanya ChatGPT ni.
Aduh. Okay. I'll correct it.
Tapi I take the blame because I'm not in front of my PC. I'm so sorry, Prof.
No problem. Not a problem. Sekejap.
Apa ni time New York ni?
Yeah. PM. Okay. Okay, welcome back. Um, I'm still sharing the screen, right?
Ya, Prof,
Yes.
masih nampak.
Masih kan? Okay.
InsyaAllah.
Tadi, okay,
Whimsical.
sorry. Yeah. During the break, I checked the chat box. So there's someone shared the problem statement. This one, teachers believe about their students' digital literacy significantly influence how they integrate technology into instruction, which in turn impacts students' cognitive engagement. If these beliefs are misaligned with students' actual competencies, it may result in instructional practices which fail to support deep learning. This is the one that yang Puan Ayu just now apa ni kata ada problem statement kan, this one, right? So I put this in whimsical diagram GPT in chat GPT. Then I added this from create a mind map. Remember our exercise just now? I've shown you, I've demo you this. So create a mind map based on the problem statement, which is down here. Oh, sorry. This from the previous exercise. This from the previous exercise. So I just copy the prompt structure. Structure the mind map with questions that provide a comprehensive 360-degree evaluation of the problem. Ensure all branches are in question format. Okay, let's go. So this at the beginning, where at the beginning when you have got your problem statement and you think this is the one, this is the one that I'm going to sacrifice my life for 3 years, 4 years to do a PhD on this one. So is it the one? So it's worth to go through this process to see whether is this the real one. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Okay, so that's the problem statement, and then you have what belief do teachers hold about students' digital literacy? How did this belief influence, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you have more and more. And in fact, you can actually expand this even more. Okay. So very quickly, you get 30, 20, 30, 40 questions that you can work on and spend 2 hours, 3 hours looking at it, think about it, do more, more literature on that. And finally, after doing all that, and in the process, discovering probably more gaps, probably discover more dimensions on perspective of the study, which previously you did not discover, which previously you have not thought about it. And then now, do you think this is the final one, Muktamad? And then after that, go through Socratic questioning with the same problem statement. And now at this stage, after second round, do you think that's a problem statement they want to stick with? Okay, not yet. Let's look at another part. We have about half an hour, so probably I can only I can only share with you. Okay, I'm going to skip this one. We are still on brainstorming, but I want to share with you this particular method of brainstorming called question burst methodology. This actually, I took this one from Harvard Business Reviews framework for breakthrough innovation. You can find actually many um, articles on this one. Is developed by Harvard Business Review, the original one article they get from there. And basically, what is question burst? I have explained here. And then You can read further in one of there are many articles describing this method. Seems to be very popular. So this one of the article you can read. And then how basically in question burst methodology, the method is you want to generate, actually it goes for quantity as well as quality, but more on quantity. Socratic questioning more on quality. That's, you can see the difference here. But question burst methodology focus on try to generate as many questions as possible. Now, I combine this one with my own AI GPT. Okay, so this is even better. So this is what I'm going to show with you, and I'm very excited. So I combine Harvard's question burst method now with AI, and this GPT called 11 types of, the framework is called 11 types of higher order thinking questions. This is a comprehensive framework for breakthrough inquiry. Okay, invented by Abdul Karim. Okay, so without explaining you further, these are the 11 types of, you can go through and read on your own. Basically, analytical questions, synthesis questions, evaluation questions, problem solving question, predictive questions, reflective questions, interpretive questions, critical inquiry question, counterfactual questions, hypothetical questions, paradoxical questions. Wow. When people talk about higher order thinking questions, basically they only focus on that Bloom taxonomy. Yeah, but there are much more, many more. Okay, and I don't have time to elaborate on this. This can be a separate session of 1 hour, but these are, I give you some example here of each category. But now, how to use this together with the question burst method. So I have prepared one AI GPT, custom GPT called Prof K HOTS questions. All you need to do now, just click this and it will take you directly to here. Prof K hot questions. Okay, so we will use the same problem again. So I will copy the problem, which is a growing number of doctors leaving the government hospital. Go back to here, and then I just paste, or you can click this one, then after that will ask you the problem, then you can paste the problem, or just directly paste the topic, paste the problem or topic of your lecture, everything. You just paste there, then the instruction is already there. You don't have to worry about that because I have designed this. There's a long instruction behind it. If you want to learn how to create custom GPT, there will be another session, not this session. Okay, so you just click OK, then watch the magic. This is question burst, but done by AI. All you need now is, as a researcher, you want to look at 5 questions under each category. So you have 11 categories. You have 55 questions on this particular problem statement. Okay? And these questions are very, very, I would say, powerful. Really powerful. You really crack your head. You have to really spend 2 hours, 3 hours to look at all these questions. And by doing that, I can assure you, you will find a lot more gaps that you have not discovered before. So you see, finding gaps is not only from the literature review. And now you have tools also to help you doing the literature review. But now you have this tool now, which I'm sharing with you, to complement that. Okay, so let me copy. Let me get back to copy the where is it just now? Oh, sorry. Oh, I'll go back to the chat. The same problem just now given by, yep, teachers' belief about. So I want to now use this problem statement. Copy. So now let's paste this problem statement from the audience. Teacher belief, whatever, and then just paste the problem statement or the questions, and then you get 55 questions, 5 questions from each category. To me, this is the best way to really probing into your problem statement, whether, and start looking at the question and answer the question, and probably you will end up rephrase your problem statement so that you can work on a better problem, so that you can actually addressing a better gaps exist there, rather than looking on the small gap. Now you discover there's a larger gap, and this will probably a better candidate for your PhD. See? Okay. I don't have much time to elaborate. Yeah.
Professor,
Go.
may I ask a question? My name is Taslima Akhtar. I'm from Guardian PhD in Business Management. As you said, Doctor, all the question you have shown, the 11 question, those are very interesting. And you said we do not only can have our gap from the literature review, but we also can have gap from there as also. And expanding the problem to find a better problem, understand it and solve it. So my question is, Doctor, in what when we do a such a research for our dissertation, we have to show the LR matrix to give the backup, like why we are conducting this research. So how can we incorporate these questions or some of the questions we like to our literature review matrix, so that can also use as a backup for why we are doing such research. So when we have any kind of problem we are facing, we can give evidence. Look, this is how I done it, and this is how I incorporated it.
Yeah. You see, when you go through this process, you will end up with hundreds of questions, and you will go through the questions. You spend sufficient time to go through the questions, and then you can now the original question or problem statement that you have, and with this additional question that you get from all the processes that you go through, Socratic and so on, and from this you can from all these questions now, it will allow you to identify probably the other gaps that you have not discovered before. So now, using that knowledge, now you can use that to add on or to modify your problem statement, so that now your problem statement now addressing the so-called a better problem, a real problem, a better problem than the original problem statement that you have, which probably cover a narrow scope, or maybe misses, you probably miss the actual gap there is that you need to address. So that is the, and you can actually include some of those questions that you discover from the process to show to the readers, or to your supervisors, or to your people who read your work, how you ultimately come up with this research question up to you have gone through those processes. So meaning that people can see the process that you have you have done or you have gone through the rigorous, it's very rigorous process, meaning that your problem statement is not simply from a rush kind of work from literature review and so on, but you have also done all this process to come up with a more solid research question addressing the real gap in that particular area. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether I answer your question directly because I have problem to listen to hear your question directly just now. But I hope hopefully more or less you will answer partly, if not all, your question. Yeah. So okay, I have only about less than 15 minutes to finish this session. I know I have prepared the material more than I can cover. That's why I will give you this module so that you can go through. There are two more. I want to talk about reframing problem. And the other one is this so-called the Warren Burgess, why Warren Burgess or Warren Burgess, maybe Burgess, why, what if, and how framework to guide the research inquiry process. So there are four, yeah. Brainstorming, Socratic, reframing, reframing problem, and then this why, what if, and how framework. And for the reframing one, which I have briefly covered last week, but now how do we reframe problem using AI? Okay, and I have prepared for you two comprehensive presentation here. You can click the link here, and this will give you the whole complete presentation. How do you reframe problem? The other one is, sorry, this is the other one. This is the first presentation. Two presentation on reframing problem. This one, the other one is this one. Okay. So you have two separate presentation on reframing problem. And then how do we use AI to assist us to reframe problem? For that, here, okay, using AI to reframe problem. And I have developed or I have created two custom GPT for this. For researchers, academic researchers, or for anyone working on any problem, any type of problem, I recommend you to use this one, Prof K Problem Reframer. Okay. But for those in the business corporation and so on, this one is more suitable for problem solving, for reframing the problem. Yeah, or improve your problem statement and problem the real problem that you want to solve. So this call is this E5 problem reframer. Both of these, this one is based on Harvard model as well. Okay, the E5 problem reframer is actually based on the Harvard model. This one is based on the book by Thomas Wesselsbach. On the title of his book is, I have given the details of the book somewhere here. Oh, sorry. The title of the book, where is it? Yeah, a more beautiful question. Actually, down here, yeah, this is the book, A More Beautiful Questions. And this is some explanation about this method. Yeah. Anyway, so how to use this AI to reframe your question? Let me. So you can click this. It will take you to the custom GPT problem reframer. This is the one. Prof K problem reframer. So help users challenge their assumption, reframe their problem, and discover smarter solutions. So this is the starter prompt. You can You can click any of these. For example, okay, can you help me reframe this situation, or what are the ways to look at this problem? So maybe I just click this one. Then it will ask you, okay. So it will explain to you what are the ways to look at the problem. So this is actually the method to reframe questions. Look outside the frame, rethink the goal, examine bright spots, look in the mirror, take their perspective. So it explains how to this. So 6 stages. Sorry, 7. 7 stages to reframe the questions. And this custom GPT has been designed to take you through the process. So all you need to do now, actually, at the end here, the GPT asks you, do you want to describe your problem? Okay, now put your problem here. Okay, so let me take, sorry, same problem that I've been using this in this session. A growing number of doctors are leaving. So I just paste the problem here. And then it will take us through the 7 steps to reframe the problem. The first one, what problems are you trying to solve? Okay. Okay. And then, yeah, what problems are you trying to solve based on the problem that you have put here? Then it will ask you the question. Is it the shortage of specialists in the government hospital? The loss of talent to private institution? Poor patient outcomes due to fewer specialists? Or something else? So, from the options given here, if that is the problem, then you can verify here. If there are other problems that it is not listed here, then you just put it here. So what you can do now, you just answer the questions given. How did this become a problem for you? What's the problem with the specialist doctor leaving the government hospital? Why is it a problem? Was there a triggering event or data point that made it feel especially urgent? Why is it so urgent? You are worried about the doctors are leaving. The reason may be because maybe there'll be shortage of doctor and there'll be long waiting list and so on. So you just put all this answer here and then you carry on. And then after you have given the answer, it will this GPT will carry on the second stage, which is rethink the goal, examine the bright spot, and so on and so on and so forth until the end. So it will take you like 10-15 minutes to go through, or even 20 minutes, but at the end it will suggest to you to kind of, maybe you should reframe or rephrase your problem statement, and this is a better one, just like we did for Socrative just now. Okay, let us this GPT to simulate. Please simulate this process. Please simulate this process. Please simulate the complete process, or simulate the complete conversation as if you are doing this manually. But I just want to show you how it looks like. So just ask GPT to simulate this. Okay, you see, just like Dr. Diana just now and the Socrates. So this is how it looks like if we do it. But of course, we want to do it, the answer should come from us, not from the AI, because the AI might not know the actual problem, why doctors are leaving and so on, right? So this is just a simulation, but just to give you some ideas how the process will look like until the end, until lens 7 here. Then we'll give you different possibilities. So the question just now from Mr. Sufyan, from others just now, towards the end, the AI, the GPT here, will give you suggestion as perhaps this is a better way of rephrasing your problem statement, and perhaps this is a better problem to solve. Yeah? Okay? So that's, in a nutshell, how we use AI to help us. So we combine AI with a questioning technique. Remember, the whole thing, part 1 and part 2, is about inquisitive mind, which is very important for researchers to develop that kind of inquisitive, curious mind, asking questions non-stop. But now we use AI in combination. And not only we can apply this for our research to identify the research questions, to formulate the research questions, but we can apply this in our daily life, our daily work. If you are working in the business, corporate, industry, so just follow the same protocol, and then most likely, I'm sure it will really help you to come up with, systematic protocol, regardless of how complex the problem is. And of course, these 2 hours doesn't do justice. Actually, there's much more that what I'm giving you here is good enough for you to start with. There's much more. And I'm actually planning to do a series of workshop on this one in next year, especially. I'm developing this for different target group, for industry, for government officers, for students, for educators, and so on, because this is in the moving forward in the VUCA world, and where AI has become a norm. We need to develop our so-called the brain faculty, the mind, the critical thinking, and so on. And we need to have some form of protocol or instrument, model, framework for us to help us. Yeah. So these are some of the frameworks which I'm sharing with you today. So with that, the rest, this part, I don't have time to elaborate with you. But you can go through, and if you have time, you can read this book. You can borrow the book from the library or buy this book. The books that really open up my change my mindset about the power of questions. Yeah, and which I'm very excited and delighted to share with all of you, because I realize as a researcher, this is very critical and the key for you to come up with breakthrough or groundbreaking research. Yeah, so I have prepared some exercise for you, and another GPT here, research Q formulator. All these are free, and I've given all the link here, so you can access it directly. All right, so with that, you can learn more about me. All this link here. I'm very visible on the internet. You can find me all these different platforms, social media platform, and I would like to invite you to join my Facebook group, The World of Academia, where I share everything. A lot of things that I share here can be found on my Facebook, and I'm sharing all the good stuff about teaching and learning, about AI, education in general in my Facebook. So please join this. You can click this link to join, or you can just search on Facebook, The World of Academia, and make sure you are on the right page or the right group. You can see my face there smiling and inviting you to join. And finally, I will share with you the link to this module, and maybe I can get Puan Ayu to share the link, Puan Ayu.
Boleh, insyaAllah. We also share it in the group as well, ya, Prof?
Yeah. Puan Ayu will share also in the WhatsApp group I think all the participants in the WhatsApp group, all
I'm
the
not really
audience
sure.
here.
I'm not really sure, but I am about to share the QR code so they can
Okay.
scan and join the WhatsApp group.
All right. So I will stop here. Thank you once again to COJS, Puan Ayu, for inviting me, for giving me this opportunity. And thank you for everyone for being here on Saturday. And I hope I have given value for your time. And feel free to share all this stuff material with others so that we can spread the knowledge.